words that could save your job: football, baseball, lunch, and coffee. By now, the business community has been buzzing about this for a couple of days, but there's still some questions on the research that was done at the Wharton School. Hello, everyone. I'm Jen Mueller, America's expert talker, veteran sports broadcaster, and founder of Talk Sporty to Me. Now, I know there's a reason that there's 2 sports words on that very short list. But there's still some people who wonder why sports is important at work, and how could you possibly make a connection between sports small talk and profitability? After all, why would you be less likely to be laid off if you could talk about football? What does that have to do with your skills, your influence, or just the overall ability to impact profit? Well, I tell you what, numbers always do the trick, right? They really help to point us in the right direction and to show that there's something hardcore and significant and that this is not just an intangible thing. So here you go. Here's a few numbers that might help sway your opinion and show why sports is so important. You ready? Here's the first one. 57 to 63%. Can you see that one? 57 to 63%. What does this represent? Well, this is the number of sports fans in the United States. Every year there's surveys done, and between 57 and 63% of all Americans say that they're sports fans. This translates to another number, 159 million. That's a conservative estimate as to how many people are represented by that percentage. Here's what this means in business. If you can talk sports, you've got access to 159 million people. Talk about expanding your circle of influence and the ability to connect with other people. Whether you know them personally or not, sports can be your in and your access. And there's a reason that football was on that very short list discovered by the researchers. And here's why. 49%. That's the number of Americans who say that they're NFL fans. And that study was just released this year. And if you want even more numbers, why don't you go take a look at the TV ratings and see just how popular the NFL is every single week. If you're still wondering where the connection is between productivity and sports talk, how about this number? It's 93%. Now, here's where this comes in. The American Psychiatric Association did a survey a few years ago and found out that people who feel valued in their job give their best effort 93% of the time. Now, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that if you've got somebody giving their best effort 93% of the time, your productivity is going to be much better. Being able to talk to your colleagues, your coworkers, or your employees about something they're passionate about, like sports, increases their value and the way that they feel. People who are happier produce more. And finally, I know that there's some people who are really worried about wasted time during the course of the day talking about sports. Look, I'm a sports broadcaster. It is my job to talk sports for a living. That is not your job. So here's the number that I want you to keep in mind. 15 seconds. That's all it takes. Sports conversations don't have to be long. In fact, if you were just to read the headlines on the sports page, you'd find that you'd have a conversation that lasts about 15 seconds. Look, keep it short. 15, 30, 45 seconds, it doesn't matter. This is just a way to get the foot in the door, and then you can transition to talking about business. Sports is hugely important in society, whether you like it or not. Whether you're a fan or not, there are millions of people who are. Use this to your advantage. The numbers are there. If you'd like more resources, more help with this, and more ways to use sports, make sure you check out the website talksportytome.com.